And then there's a really good segue that we can use to get into playing.
Getting dicey.
Okay, sounds. Because the celebration is still going on. There's still, you guys are still standing within the church when you hear these fireworks going off outside. Everyone's all excited to have seen Lovejoy let off a couple of his magic spells into the void.
Let off his nut.
Yeah. And you're hearing the fireworks outside, and everyone starts excitedly moving out of the church and back outside to the sort of market area.
Fireworks, that's right. So it's night time now.
It's dark. It's not too late. It's probably about 6 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's definitely getting dark.
Dusk.
No, it's the absolute worst time to let off fireworks, isn't it? It's like you're only really doing it so the kids can enjoy it, but it's making them like not as good as if it was dark.
Yeah, it's like the kids have got to get to bed, and you're just like, well,
such a drag.
Yeah. And there's like lots of excitement happening now outside the church. You'll walk outside of the church and you're seeing there's no magic being used for these fireworks. They are just old school explosives being launched into the air and exploding into the sky in magnificent colours.
Any of those ones? What?
Some houses catching on fire.
Oh yeah.
In the distance.
Thatch roofs.
Oh well.
Are there any Sorry, Adam.
I was going to say, are there any other fireworks? Those ones. These were the best ones ever. Okay. Where they were skyrockets. This is before skyrockets were banned. You'd send them up and they'd explode, and a little plastic green army man would come down on a parachute afterwards. Those were the best ever. God, I love those fireworks.
They're not little army men, because the idea of the modern army isn't really a thing at this point with parachutes.
Paramilitary then.
but they do have these little things that sort of float down to the earth, little statues of people that float down.
That is quality.
Yeah.
Oh, the blacksmith would have made them, I bet.
Surely he would have been like chiseling away with some wood to make sure they're light enough to be launched into the sky and also float back down safely. He's not just like little knives that he like sends up into the sky, into the fireworks. Yeah, and everyone is still having such a fantastic time. The music is still being played, and everyone's still having a great time. And the fireworks seem to go on forever. They must have had an enormous selection of fireworks, and one of the villagers is like, we don't get these off very often, so we have a big supply that we try and refill every time, just in case someone comes into Kalderra. So it's nice that all three of you, we thought, let them all off. This is great.
I'm just guessing that these are made by someone with the last name Firework.
Fireworker.
Man. Fireworker.
Skyrocketman. Yeah. The fireworks slowly start to dwindle. We're getting down to the less impressive fireworks now, and it gets
Moon travelers.
It's really just kind of like kids running around.
So they're not ending in a bang, like a big finale. They start off with the best ones, and then work down to the worst.
Yeah, it's literally just like kids running around with sparklers now, and everyone's slowly dissipating, heading back, and it's slowly starting to die down. And just as that last firework, just an average size, it's not the big finale, just an average size one, soars up into the sky and explodes. There it goes, and just explodes. There is in the silence you can hear like a woman's cry for help, like screaming and cries for help coming from the sort of the southwest. That's where you're sort of pinpointing it, and you're looking around to find sight of this. Can you give me just a perception? Everyone can give me a perception roll.
Screaming as in like danger.
Yeah, like cries for help, like
blood-curdling scream. Or...
It's a very tired scream. It's like, almost like whoever's screaming for help is incredibly worn out. Gildan, with a roll of 18 plus 3. You're the first to spot it in the crowd. Everyone's kind of looking around, and you can see this girl. She looks to be maybe 18, maybe early 20s, and she's running in and she's crying. She's dirty, and she's just calling out for help. She's screaming out for help. She's screaming, "My boyfriend! My boyfriend! Help! Help!" Do you guys do anything, or do you wait to see how other villagers?
Oh, well, yeah, I'll jog over to her.
Jog?
Are you okay? Yes, I'll
Wouldn't quite worry to run.
Just one of these brisk walks over. I power.
I'll be wheezing as I stop. What's the matter? What? Where's your boyfriend?
As you get to her, there's a few other villagers that meet on either side of you, sort of get to her at the same time. And she drops down to her knees and she's crying. She said, "My boyfriend's been attacked. My boyfriend's been attacked. We were in the woods and something took him. I thought he was right behind me. I just ran, and by the time I looked, he was gone." And she's just.
What are they doing in the woods?
Are you
Leave that for later.
Sorry, victim blaming.
Maybe we
You made it like a woodman.
Yeah. Well, wait. Can you show us where he was last?
You're new faces to her. She's unsure of who you are, but she's incredibly appreciative that you're instantly wanting to help. And I don't have a face for her, but she's crying. She says, I don't know what attacked him, and I don't know how many of them there are. We might need to follow me. And she's kind of encouraging a few others to head off as well. And she just hid. Adam?
I think Lovejoy would be yelling out, "Barros! Barros!" Trying to get the blacksmith's attention to join the party. So it not intending to start a conversation, but kind of getting his attention, thinking about weapons.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Barris holds up a finger and just says, I'll be right back, I'll just grab something. And runs back. Oh, there's a nice fade there instead of just a color. Let's change that. And runs off to grab something. He's already mentioned he's not much of a fighter of himself, but he's ready to come and join with you.
Do you think we can call the police?
There's the villagers next to you are just like, what do you mean? We need to help.
Yeah, but is there anyone around here that normally handles, missing children and?
We normally just rise up and help as a village when needed.
Right. I didn't want to step on anyone's toes.
No. Now that you're a part of Kalderra, it's great that you're already wanting to help out. That that Aristal is within you, and that you're willing to help out. And they move off in the direction. Move off in the direction that the young girl is heading off to.
I'm gonna loudly say, I think it was probably them rock creatures, and just kind of loudly sort of saying, probably them animated rocks. We'd be fighting off rocks.
You're getting a lot of confused looks. The idea of animated rocks, they're just sure. Let's go. Okay.
Animated rocks.
Yeah.
Okay. Having a few too many of Kalderra's special brew.
Yeah. There's the travel. It's a good half hour. You sort of get to the edge of the boundary of Kalderra and head over the little lip that leads back downhill. In all directions from Kalderra, it's kind of downhill. And you're following this girl that's now gone off the sort of beaten path and just into the woods, and she's looking around. It was and she's panicking. It was somewhere around here, and there's maybe about 45 minutes of from leaving the markets to getting into the woods again. there's no seeming sort of path now. You've gone off the path, you're away, and you're still all feeling that draw back to Kalderra within you. Like you're all still feeling that this far out. Almost like no matter where you go now in the woods around this area, you know that the most direct route back to Kalderra now. Just follow that draw. Follow what the villagers have told you is, at the pull from Aristal. But she's freaking out, and you're in a little bit of a sort of a clearing now. There's a few trees around you. And she just starts to freak out. It was here. This is where it happened. And she's looking around. She can't see any signs of anything. And one of the villagers is like, okay, well, let's split up and let's see if we can find any traces. We're gonna take this direction over here. You three over in that direction, and you three. You've probably done this a bit more than us. Any idea what we should be doing? He's kind of pointing in the direction of you three.
Yeah, it looks like a classic missing person case, doesn't it?
Yeah, let's go, guys. Let's go. Come on. We'll search with the directions. Come on. Gildan, use your light thing. It'll be good. Let's go.
All right. I'll spark up my light.
Yeah, now that you're sort of in the depth of the forest, it is a lot darker now, and it's nearing on 7 o'clock now as well, so it is getting quite dark.
7?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those...
Best be turning in soon.
It's one of those nearing winter kind of hours.
I'm going to dramatically draw my scimitar as I walk further into the forest, so people know that I'm about it. I'm about action. Okay, great. You guys look the part. You've all sort of instinctively readied yourselves for this. And Gildan's lit his little candle, and Lovejoy's brandishing his scimitar. What about Biko?
Yeah, Biko's going to grab his daggers and realize that he gave them to Barris early in the day to sharpen. But Barris!
Barris is about to head off in another direction. He hears you calling over. Biko, yeah, sorry. And he digs around in that little bum bag of his that he's got, and he pulls out his...
He has a bum bag.
I already mentioned the bum bag. Pulls out the two little daggers and he's in a hurry, right? He's like, here we go. They should be as good as new. And they are...
Appreciate it, Barris. Thank you very much. I'll chop the things. Thank you, Barris.
They are perfectly sharpened. Okay, yeah, cool. So what I might do is get an investigation roll from the three of you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fantastic.
I have a -1. A 3 -1.
Okay.
Biko rolls 11 plus 0 for 11.
17 plus 4 for 21.
4, nice. Biko and Lovejoy, you pick up on a couple of different things. Biko, you notice a couple of broken twigs on some shrubs off to the left there, and you run over to investigate it. And Lovejoy, you follow along, and while Biko is looking at the shrub, you notice like drag marks in the dirt. They seem to sort of be heading. Almost like they're heading back to Kalderra, but because you've headed away from Kalderra and then ventured off into the woods, it seems to be heading back in that same direction to the center of Kalderra. In the same direction that pulling is coming from within you.
Hey, down here. I've found some marks on the ground. I have, and that looks like he's been dragged that way. But that must be the way back to town. So something is going on here. I found something.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Let's follow it, shall we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So after yelling, I found something, I'm just going to start charging off in the direction of the drag marks.
Okay, great. You shout out and you take off. Biko and Gildan, are you hot on Lovejoy's heels?
Boosting it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a couple of other villages that are starting to show a little bit of concern. They're like, oh, this is a little dangerous. A few of them are starting to follow, but they're keeping a bit of distance behind you now. There's out of all of the people you've seen in the village, none of them really look like they've done a day's worth of combat like in their lives. They're all just farmhands and little workers that help keep the town alive.
Where's Todd?
Todd did not come along on this one, unfortunately, but he would be worthless. He's a farmhand, literally a farmhand, and a massive chicken. His middle name is Todd Chicken Farmhand.
Chicken farmer.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You keep following the tracks. You do notice that there's not just drag marks, but there are like feet prints or footprints either side of the drag mark as well. Yep.
I want to, like, it's quite dark, is it? Or is it lightening up again now that we're heading back towards Kalderra?
No, that's not how the sun works. It is getting definitely darker. Definitely darker the more you're outside at night.
Yeah. No, I realise that. Thank you for the explanation there. But I also, and this might be news to you, that large settlements often emit their own light through the actions of the townsfolk who live within those settlements.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might I point you towards Google Earth, for example?
Not many candlelit villages often let out enough light to... Anyway.
Is there fireworks?
Wasn't there a large fireworks display? And
Kids with fizzlers?
roaring fires. I don't want to get a lux meter out or anything, but...
Nah, there's no light. There's enough trees that are blocking any light that may be coming from Kalderra itself. Plus, as you're following the tracks... all journeys towards Kalderra uphill is you're finding. So you're heading uphill with this canopy of trees as well, following these tracks. It is.
So we've left the... So there's a plateau or like a...
it's like a really shallow bowl where Kalderra is. Like in the middle
have we left...
Yeah, you've gone up over the lip as you were heading out of Kalderra.
Okay.
Yeah, and into the forest surrounding... Yeah, sorry. And... over the lip, and then we're heading downhill for a good half an hour before venturing off into the woods, away from the main path.
Okay, so we're quite
which was
far
a surprise for your characters. There is a main path in and out of Kalderra, which does seem to get a little bit of use. Like it does seem to like it has been used even recently. But the goal,
that's probably. I'll just say that's probably where we could leave if we weren't permanent residents now. But,
yeah.
No.
The reason I was asking about the light source is if it was getting darker, I wanted to slow my pace a little bit and just be on guard for traps or ambushes in the woods. So I wanted to be kind of watching out for any eyes or glints of steel.
Oh, actually, sorry. I almost put you onto a different map at the wrong time. Give me an investigation roll. With advantage, since you're now like slowing down, you're specifically slowing down to keep an eye on what's happening.
Like it was with advantage. My better roll was 14 plus 4 for 18.
Okay, great. You've slowed down. There are the only sort of things that you're seeing off to the side, any glints of eyes are just from small like rodents and squirrels and owls and stuff in the treetops. What you are also seeing now that you've slowed down and taking pace is the footprints look like they're quite small footprints, and it looks like whatever was being dragged at quite a pace.
Did the footprints look like the footprints we might have seen in the cave system?
No, they don't. They don't look like the little stone, the footprints from the little animated stones. It doesn't look like the little footprints that Biko saw from the little mushrooms either. But they are probably footprints you've seen before. Can you all give me a
nature roll, surely?
Yeah, no.
Acrobatics, because we
maybe give me a wisdom. We'll go a wisdom roll.
Okay.
Oh, whiz. 12 plus 5, 17.
Pico rolls a 4 plus 1 for 5.
7 plus 1 for 8.
Okay, Gildan, you've had a bit more experience in the past in regards to
Feet.
feet. You said it, not me. Because of your knowledge of feet, you instantly recognize them as the footprints of like goblins.
Goblins.
Goblin footprints.
He's sucked a few goblins
Guys.
this time.
Guys, I've seen these before.
I bet you would be dirty bastard.
Look, these are prime examples of goblin feet. Right here. Look at the way the toes are splayed. And the little heel indent.
Ooh.
And there's some wart indents as well.
There are.
Oh,
Oh dear.
great spotting, Gildan. I think, guys, we should be on our ready because goblins from what I hear are pretty bad. Like, this could go west pretty quick. Like, or
No,
not.
I've only ever seen their
let's
feet.
do it.
I've never. Lovejoy's starting to get the shits now. I've never actually fought a goblin before. I've seen it done, of course, but I've never had to deal with one myself.
Me either.
Biko's going to use his dark vision to peer into the woods with extra intensity to see if he can spot anything. Now that he knows what he's looking for.
Okay, yeah, give me an investigation roll with advantage since you're sort of flicking onto your dark vision and concentrating as hard as you can concentrate.
Best of 2 Biko rolls is 9.
All right, so with a roll of a 9, you're not picking up on anything. There's maybe 100 feet off in the distance, there's a bit more of a steepish climb before it continues up. But with all the trees and the shrubbery and rocks everywhere, that everything's kind of just blurring together and with your sort of adrenaline pumping at the moment.
Can't see anything, guys. Let's keep going. They got to be around here somewhere.
Is that girl still with us?
She's in the group that's maybe following 100 feet behind you. They're just like
100 feet?
they're looking after her. They're just keeping an eye on what you're doing ahead of them, and they're keeping her. They're trying to calm her down. You can hear them consoling her. Oh, he'll be okay. These guys know what they're doing. They're hardened veterans. They know this kind of stuff. You know, look, have you seen their weaponry? We haven't seen fighters like this in a long time. Don't you worry.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they're screwed. But is it still easy to track these tracks?
Yeah, it seems to continue in that same direction towards where that pull is coming from, and it moves around trees. Any trees that sort of are in that direct line between you and Kalderra, the tracks do move around before getting straight back onto that straight path.
I'm going to pull out my shield and my mace, and I'm going to begin to jog,
Okay.
following the tracks, because, guys, they could eat that boyfriend. Not my boyfriend. That girl's boyfriend.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Well, hearing that, Lovejoy's gonna cast Mage Armor on himself.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Biko's going to stretch. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Shield, mage armor, and a good stretch. I think this is having you guys well and truly prepared. The little rise. There's it's coming a little clearer now. That up ahead, where the ground is following that trajectory up, there's a clump of rocks now that's coming into view, and it's maybe another 50 feet ahead of you, and it looks that the tracks in front of, between you and that rise, lead straight for those rocks. And you can see now that you're looking just through the darkness, Biko, you're probably the only one that can see this. The rest, using the torchlight, will probably not see this. But there seem to be 3 small entrances, maybe four small entrances in the rock sort of face ahead of you. And the tracks on the ground lead directly for it.
Guys. Way up there. I can see, like, cave stuff. I think goblins like caves, right?
I'm
think
not
so.
going back in a cave. I've just got out of a cave. Do you know? Remember last time we were in a cave? I think we might just have to say, you make a good point. I'm in.
I missed the point. What was the point?
Heaps of money.
Heaps of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this gold bracelet.
Biko's going to lower himself down a little bit with his hands out, wider than his knees, as if he's played a lot of Skyrim, and that's how sneaking works. And he's just going to move slowly towards the cave in a quick way.
Okay, yeah. So you wanting to move kind of a bit more stealthily? Can you give me a?
Yep.
Are you all going to stealth your way through?
Well, I was just jogging, but if you tell me, are you telling me to that we're going to go slow? Do I notice this?
Biko?
Are you going slow, Biko?
I'm trying to like sneak up on them, but you've got sweet armor and a light on your hat, so whatever, man. Like as long as we're heading that general direction, I'm happy. What do you think?
If you're hidden, it might be good. They'll see me. You sneak up behind me.
Yeah. Like the 1-2 thing, the plan, and that's how they work. Right?
1 plus 2.
Yeah.
It's us. 2 of us.
Let's do it.
And
that other guy, Lovejoy, he's coming.
Lovejoy. Lovejoy, are you going to sneak or are you going to jog?
I won't be jogging. I'll be sneaking.
Okay.
All right. So we've got one person jogging in. With just from the light. So the light from you've just got that candle on your helmet, right?
No, I cast light.
Oh, okay. So you're getting to see like a good 20 feet ahead of you. Is that right?
Yep. 20-foot radius.
20 foot. Okay, cool. I'll just
and a dim light for an additional 20 feet beyond that. So 40 feet.
Oh, that's pretty good. I'll make sure that is all added onto your token for you. So the others should be able to see any light that you cast as well, which is good.
The light can be coloured as you like, so I'm going to have it flashing blue and red.
Okay, does anyone have prestidigitation to make a nice siren sound to go along with that as well?
You just do that with your mouth. Yeah. But I'm panting, so I probably won't be doing that.
All right. So first of all, I'll get a stealth roll from both Biko and Lovejoy.
Whoa.
Biko rolls a net 20 plus 2 for 22.
Biko is like the night around him. It's absolutely invisible. He doesn't make a sound. He barely makes he's barely visible, darting between shadows. Completely and utterly stealthy. Lovejoy was a 7 plus 1.
Plus 1.
Okay, with a roll of 8. You're doing your best to be quiet, but you're cracking twigs under your feet. It's just like everywhere you step, there's something that you kick in stone and it rattles across the ground. It is being dampened, like any sound you make is being dampened completely by the sound of Gildan huffing and jogging his way towards the cave.
My armor clanking
away. Yeah. Let's just bring you onto a new map. Everyone loves a new map.
I do.
You might want to zoom right out for this one.
Oh wow!
So
This looks like a monster.
We will just move these tokens a little bit just to make sure they're in a decent enough place. Yeah, this is a pretty decent sized map. The light from the moon, which is now sort of cresting some of the treetops, is filling a little bit of the cave entrance. But any light that you can see from inside, it turns dark very quickly. The noise. I'll get you to do a stealth roll anyway, just to determine how loud you're being, I guess, Gildan. So at disadvantage.
Well, yeah, it's at disadvantage anytime I do it.
Oh, right.
Double disadvantage. Oh, that's pretty bad.
Okay.
And that one, and then I roll a 15, but I guess we'll take the 1.
We are definitely going to take the 1. Okay, I'm just organizing some stuff here. Now that you're in front of this entrance, Gildan, it's getting closer as you start running towards the entrance. You can see there's like 3 or 4 little entrances into what is clearly a cave that delves into this hillside. So as the hill goes up to that lip before it goes into the bowl that is Kalderra, it looks like, just like that other cave system that you were in earlier, it looks to be yet another relatively large cave that goes down into the ground in front of you.
Gildan.
Yeah, what? What?
You're a man of the cloth, aren't you?
What?
You're a man of the cloth, aren't you?
What does that mean?
You believe in all your gods and that.
Oh, yeah, one of them. Well, yeah, I've heard the one.
I think what you should do is go back and find that girl and give her some comforting words and just let her know that her boyfriend's gone forever and we should all just head back to the festival.
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
I think
that's
a good
right.
idea.
May the light be with you and all that sort of rubbish. You should, we should. I don't like the look of this. I don't like the look of this. Do you not remember last time we were in the Pico?
Yeah, I'm right behind you.
Last time we were in one of these places, we got absolutely destroyed, man.
But the guy's gonna have no chance without us, right?
He's got no chance anyway. He's gone. I think he's gone for it. There's no sense for 3 of us dying, is there?
They're just goblins. You can just kill them with the sharp thing.
Yeah, they can't be much worse than a rock. I'm going to turn around and look. I'll see you in there, but don't get spotted. That's my advice. I just turn around and I start jogging.
I'll bring up the rear.
From within the cave, you're hearing just this crack of this whip, and just the screaming of a man from deep within the caves.
I hope that's not the boyfriend.
I think it might be.
Gildan, did you change your pacing or the way that you entered this cave at all?
No, I'm jogging, and I stopped to have that little conversation, but then turn around and start jogging at a jogging pace.
Yeah, the moment that you step into the cave, a scimitar just slashes out from behind one of the openings. It has rolled a 9, so not too bad. I'm assuming that's a miss as it clashes up against your shield.
Yes. It is a miss. Well, it doesn't puncture my armor.
But I am going to need everybody to roll initiative. So if you can just click your tokens and then hit initiative, that should just work.
Click.
19 plus 1, baby. Oh.
I didn't click my token, but I got a 12. Yeah.
Oh, no, a 12? All right, plus. Okay, I'll just adjust yours.
I got a 14.
And Lovejoy?
20 all up.
Nice.
19 plus 1, baby.
I'm just getting rid of some of these things. Okay, cool. I just need to obviously rewind a little bit of the movements of some of these characters here. So, Gildan, you make it about here. And the other two, you're sort of following in behind when you see
Okay.
2 goblins launch out in a surprise attack against Gildan. There they are there. So we're just going to get one other surprise attack on Gildan. This is a roll of a 13. Oh,
That is not hurting.
Wait, that is not a hurting.
Really got a problem with that?
No, I mean that actually does make full sense. So that is not a hurting. And we'll go to the top of the order. Who is? Oh wait, Beaker, you got a 12, not a 21. I don't know why I have that. Why are these not? There's like weird things happening, but I think we got this. Top of the turn order is Lovejoy. So you've just seen Gildan sort of jog his way, huffing and puffing into that cave, and just out of nowhere you hear this, "Ah!" And these goblins come in from the side with their scimitars out and slash, ka-ching, ka-ching, against Gildan's shield and armor.
Oh, I don't like the look of this. Ray of Frost. I'm gonna absolutely spank off a. That's terrible.
Is that how he casts it? Just a quick spank off.
I'm gonna fire off a ray of frost.
Squirt a ray of frost just into the cave.
Yeah.
No, spank one off.
Sorry, that's damage. Sorry.
No, that's right.
I could never work out how to roll the attack and damage in one go inside Beyond. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe the others.
All right. Oh, it doesn't
Maybe-
matter because
maybe
it's
you
a
can't.
natural one, my friend.
Natural one. How? We're back to our rolls of ones from Lovejoy. Can you give me a D100 so we can see how bad this is?
Yeah, I can. Is there anything to do with wild magic with this as well?
Oh,
I think
is
there
this
might be.
is this a spell or a cantrip?
Oh, it's a cantrip.
Okay, cool. So then no.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, D100 coming in. Ooh, 49.
Okay. Can you just roll damage for me?
I already did.
Oh, sure. We
It
can,
was a,
we can take that.
It
then
was a
if you
6.
like. Okay. Gildan, you just get hit with this ray of frost just into the back of your calf, as it like splashes this cold into the back of your leg, just giving you 2 points of frost damage.
Ow! Ow! It's cold.
Sorry.
My calf.
Sorry.
Who did that? Was it you, Pico?
Goblin.
Is it the goblin?
Oh, ice scimitars, they suck.
Someone in the chat says you just spanked it into the back of his leg. Just fantastic.
Spank one off. Who just spanked one off at me?
All right. Anything else from Lovejoy? Any movement or?
Yeah, I'll move up to this shaft, this column here, and I'll hide.
Okay.
Just around here. Just this side of the column.
I don't think you get hide as a bonus action since you're not a.
Oh, sorry, I'm still in
Rogue.
bloody rogue
But
mode.
at least you're covered from.
Yeah. You put yourself.
I
up
won't
the frost
hide,
being
hide.
shot at.
I won't hide as in D&D hide, but I will place my character that side of the column. So I'm kind of like
Yeah.
peeking out like.
You run in and take position, sort of looking towards where Gildan and the other goblins are, and out of the shadows behind the pillar next to you.
Oh fuck!
I've got him now, he says as he strikes out
Oh, what a punisher! What a wounder!
with a scimitar of his own. He's only rolled a 7 though.
Oh well, he's shit out of luck then, isn't he?
The scimitar just like ding, just hits the rock above you, chink, as it lands.
Oh.
Yeah, he can fuck off back to his cave.
Well, he's in his cave.
True, we're in his environment. It's like a shark, isn't it? When people get mad at sharks.
Back off back to the sea. Wait, oh. Yeah, I should leave the sea, yeah.
Gildan, back to you.
Can I have a
Dear
Oh, sorry.
P-Law. Oh,
No, you get a turn after Gildan. It was at the top of the order was the surprise attack from
okay.
the goblins.
Oh.
So this is Gildan's first turn.
okay. Dear P-Law, please use your radiance on these foul-footed beasts.
With the feeling.
a DC 13 Constitution saving throw
And who needs
for
to
both
roll?
of them.
Both of them? Constitution saving throw. Let's
It is.
roll a couple of those.
Word of Radiance.
It's a roll of an 18 for the first one and a roll of 13 for the second one. So that is meets beats for that last one.
So do I beat them?
No, they met and bet your DC. Okay, we're back to this. Shit, you're gonna confuse me.
Well, let's move on.
So this burning radiance just washes out over you. They manage to avoid it in some manner. Do they take damage, half damage or anything? They must succeed or take. Oh no, they just don't take any damage.
No, it's just a cantrip. So
Yeah. They brace themselves as it washes over them, and they sort of like peer back up over their hands, as if to expect it to have hurt. And they're just like
Yeah.
They're looking around,
Big
and they just look back at
burning
you.
eruption,
Yeah.
but nah, just a bit of a fizzler.
Anything
Damn
else from Gildan?
No.
Okay, Biko, you're still just like the night. You're still quiet. You've been. No one seems to know you're here at this point, other than the two that you came with.
Nice. Biko's going to pull out his bow and arrow
Oh.
and load up an arrow towards the closest goblin.
That's awesome.
For him, and then fire.
Okay. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't know if I knew Biko had a bow and arrow, but that's awesome. Give us a roll to hit.
Click, click, click.
Which one were you?
Triple clicked it.
We'll take the. What is that?
I rolled a 9.
All right, a 9. Okay. Well, I'll let you roll with advantage since you were stealthing that whole time. So we'll take that second roll of that 19.
Yay! Thank you.
You are basically, they don't know you're there. It is a surprise to them that you're there. So we'll roll with that. And a 19 is a hit. What damage?
8 piercing and 2 sneak attack for a total of 10 damage.
Okay, which one were you aiming at?
The one closest to Gildan, just on his left there.
Oh, the one I was... Okay. Your arrow just launches from your bow. So it's that 8 piercing damage. And because Gildan is there, you get the sneak attack on top. So it's an extra 2 points there as well. The arrow flies true and just thuds into the goblin. And he just lets out like this scream. I'm dead! And he falls to the ground. Blood pouring out of his head. Dead onto the ground next to Gildan.
Whoa.
Wow. Ooh.
Because
Where'd that come
pretty
from?
surprised that happened, and he's gonna like nearly celebrate, but then just drop further closer to the ground and hide with his hidiness.
Yeah, with all right. Did you want to get up next to one of the pillars, or are you literally just dropping down onto the ground where you stand?
He's a dwarf, and he's just going to lower himself even further.
Okay. Just into the natural shadows being cast from the trees overhead. Okay, totally.
Got it.
It is the goblin's turn, and with that cry from that goblin, you now hear like footsteps, the sound of feet slapping on stone coming from different parts of the cave.
Sexy.
Yeah. Biko, you look over and you can see past the goblin that just dropped to the ground, and out of the shadows in the background you can see this goblin running, and he's like pulling his pants up like he's like he was, I don't know what he was in the middle of doing, but he's urgently running out and he's slapping his feet down onto the rocks, and water's kicking up from little pools of water under, and he's getting his pants pulled up over and secured, and he grabs his short bow off his back and sort of stands at the back there, and you can hear multiple other feet slapping and echoing around in this cave, coming from the west of this cave system, and again there's just this sound of this whip and the sound of this boy or this man, this young guy, screaming in pain with the whip. And you can just hear deep within the cave, "Faster! Faster!" And the sound of the whip ringing out again. Lovejoy. Oh wait, that was sorry. That was the sorry. I've still got 2 goblins I haven't used actually. The goblin next to Gildan strikes out once seeing his friend dropped. He strikes out with his scimitar, rolling a total of 19.
Oh, that's a hit.
Why didn't it roll damage? D6 plus.
However, I can use my reaction
Oh yeah.
to cast Warding Flame, or Warding Flare.
Okay, what does that do?
I interpose a divine light between myself and the attacking enemy that I can see, and I think
nice.
it makes them roll a disadvantage.
Okay, we'll roll. I rolled both at the same time. They rolled a 19 and a 22. So even at disadvantage, that was a 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So your flare just shoots out, and he squints and slashes down with his scimitar, doing a 7 slashing damage.
Ow!
But having seen like an arrow come out of nowhere, he tries to get some distance from you. Can you give me a attack of opportunity?
Okay. My mace. That was like a 16.
That's a hit.
Good. Why is it not throwing there? Oh, there's a damage. Is this gonna come? A 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, cool. So as the scimitar comes down and does like 7 damage on you, you sort of wince and bear it and return attack with your mace as you see him turn to run, and your mace just connects with the back of his head. Just the solid, like, wet thud just cracks into the back of its head, doing 7 damage, which is enough to have him just slide, hit the dirt and slide across the rock, leaving a trail of blood behind him.
Sorry.
Gruesome.
Leaving him dead on the ground there.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
How much damage did the Ray of Frost do? Sorry.
That did two frost damage to your calf.
Yeah. Lucky I got 2 of them.
Anything else from... Oh, no, that was the goblin's turn. There's one more goblin next to Lovejoy, who takes a moment to sort of unwedge his scimitar from the rock, and it clips out, and he tries to bring it down onto Lovejoy. It's a roll of a 23.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Doing a total of 5 slashing damage.
5. It says
5.
Three there, but
it's a plus 2.
Okay.
There's a plus.
Oh, is
2.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
It's a D6 plus 2.
Lovejoy like kind of screams out in pain. Like, this kind of pain is not often felt by Lovejoy. He's not really a fighter or a warrior, so this is kind of a big shock to his system. And then he immediately... It's my turn now, isn't it? We can get straight into my turn. Lovejoy kind of fires out his hand this time and says, "Take some of this, you dirty scuzzbag!" And casts Ray of Sickness on the goblin next to me.
Is this a spell this time?
Oh yeah, it's a spell.
All right, so you need to give me a D20 for possible wild magic.
It is a 10.
And I think you have to roll a 1, right? For the wild magic. Yeah, if you roll a 1. So you're safe. You're safe this turn.
Yeah.
Ray of Sickness. So what's the deal here? So DC 13?
I do not hit. I rolled a 9.
No, sorry, as in like... So
sorry.
The goblin has to... Constitution save. Is it just the one? Yep, the one next to you, I guess, is the one you're aiming this at. They have rolled an 18.
Huh.
So they just get a sore throat.
Do they get?
COVID.
Is it
Not
half
a full-
damage? What's the details on this? If it's a success on their roll,
On it.
I think it's half damage, right?
Yeah,
No, I
on
don't
a
think
hit,
so.
the target takes
Is it?
2d8 poison damage and must make a con saving throw. On the failed save, it is also poisoned until the next.
Oh,
On a failed save, it is also
okay.
poisoned
All right.
until the end of your next turn. So it still
That's
takes
if
damage.
it's a
Sorry.
failed
It's I didn't realize that was a ranged attack first. So the ranged attack actually shoots over the shoulder of the goblin as it gets back into its stance. So you rolled a 9 for against its AC, and if it hit, then we'd have to do the Constitution. But it doesn't hit; it just soars over the shoulder of this goblin, and the goblin is just. You think that would hurt this guy?
I hate this guy already. Okay.
Anything else from Lovejoy?
Nah.
Okay, you just stand there sort of face to face with this thing. Gildan.
Oh, okay. I can see this fight going on over to my left with Lovejoy and this horrible goblin that's like living it up,
yeah.
enjoying it.
And you can see over into the northwest, you can see another goblin there readying a short bow.
Northwest.
You might. Can
Wanna
you not
zoom out?
see?
No, I've just zoomed in a bit.
Oh,
I can, yeah, I
right.
can just see in the dim light. Yes.
You've heard his feet slapping on the ground and kicking water as he sort of has made his way
thought you
down
were
from another
slapping.
part of the cave.
Okay,
Give him a
I'm-
taste, Gildan.
What?
Give him a taste.
Give him a taste.
Yeah, fuck him up.
I'll fuck him up. All right. P-Law, please fuck this man up. I cast Sacred Flame.
Who is this for the one that's next to Lovejoy? Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Dex-
Flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. You must make a dexterity saving throw of 13.
Dex roll of 11. Total of 11.
Oh, so it hits. Sacred Flame damage is a 1d8. Here we go. A 1.
Oh wait, you already didn't you already roll that in the original? So it was actually 6
Did I?
in the original roll.
Did one show up? I didn't
It's
see one.
just above your.
Oh, I suppose.
You've got the
Nice.
yeah. Isn't that
Just
Sacred
above
Flame
the
just
text.
above the description? You can see that in the chat.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so
yes,
it's a damage.
use that
What
one.
it doesn't kill it, but do describe what happens to this goblin.
Well, flame-like radiance appears from the top of the cave. Pelor's light and power descends down over him like a curtain,
Oof.
burning the shit out of him.
He's just screaming, and he's trying to put, he's like he's dropped his scimitar, and he's just like trying to slap it and trying to put it out, and it just doesn't, it's just burning him, and there's like smoke and
I
the
imagine
smell of
all we
burnt
can see
hair.
is his horrible little feet sticking out the bottom of the flame.
I'm so obsessed with this guy's feet.
And like the hair, the little fur on the top of his feet is like smoking and singed. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, great. Anything
The
else from
warts
you?
are popping.
Anything else from? Actually, we'll take a 5-minute break. If you've got nothing else you want to do there, Gildan, we can just take our break now.
Oh, and before I forget, I will cast with a bonus action healing word on myself,
Okay. Give that a roll.
which is 3 plus 3. Oh, well, it came up as 7. Okay.
It says
7.
4 plus 3, but okay. But
Does
yes,
it?
you
my,
get,
Net
my
4.
dice just says a 3. Okay.
oh,
Yeah,
well,
good.
Okay,
7.
it's a 7. Great. The wounds from that scimitar just heal over there. You can still feel that pain from them, but they've healed over. They're not bleeding any further.
My calf is still sore though.
That's still sore.
That's
yeah.
the 2.
It's a little cold. It's still very cold.
Don't know where that came
Feel
from.
blamed.
Oh. Yeah, most likely. There's probably a
I
mushroom. for
didn't
that.
warm up before jogging. The cramp.
All right, let's take a 5-minute. Let's take a break.
Okay.
Hoo-wee! Reagan, can you sneak me into the turn order, please?
You're in the turn order. I can see you in the turn order, but I can.
really?
Yeah.
but I
can.
can't.
I can re-add you, I guess. I'll delete you and re-add.
Also, the little colored circles, do I need to do something with those?
What coloured circles?
In roll 20, if I click my token, red, green, blue circles appear above my token.
That's just your settings. I don't see those, so don't worry about those. There are just there are means for you to like keep your HP or AC and other stuff if you want to. So don't worry too much about that.
These are good backgrounds you've got, Reese.
Yeah. Sneaky old googly.
Put that one
I
in
was
there.
disappeared for a second. Anyway, big thank you to everyone who is currently watching and following along with us. We had Lachesty Rue follow with a raid us with a party of 4. This is an old not acquaintance, I guess. No, not just an. They used to. He used to raid us all the time when we played Lost Mine of Phandelver. So it's awesome to see him come back, which is great.
I know the name.
Yeah. It's been a while. And Artemis Stormpour, I think, obviously came in with that raid and has given us a follow. So thank you so much. And who else we got? Yeah, they liked that. I think it was very much enjoyed that Lovejoy spanked it into the cave.
Wonderful turn of phrase.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that came to be, but you know what? I'm all for it. I was really stoked that I found like a really good
Yeah.
whip and scream via Sirenscape.
It's not working for me.
Oh, really?
I updated it too. So
Oh, that's a shame. I've been having like regular. I can just push a button, and there's like.
I can hear it. You might need to go to that tab
Definitely
again, Shannon, and re-tab it.
yeah, I'll try and link the device again.
Okay.
I did, but
Yeah, weird. Unless I need to re-add you into that game or something. I don't know.
maybe.
I thought that was just poetic timing on like a loop of like 10 minutes of ambience, and it just happened to drop perfectly. So the fact that you can compose it's even cooler.
Yeah. I had to sort of do a bit of work to have it so there's a whip crack followed by a scream, because the software I'm using, they've got like a bunch of just different sound effects. So I had to like learn it a bit more to understand how to like play one after the other automatically.
Nice.
Because otherwise you can have it so it just keeps going over and over and over and over. So it took a while just to figure out how to just do it once per button press.
That'll be your first single, right?
I'll turn it into a dance mix.
Yeah.
Someone's asking, does it take long to fix up a campaign? This homebrew has taken a long time, but it's been awesome. It's been really cool. This is the first time I've tried to do proper homebrew. Previously, I've just done sort of pre-written stuff, and this one is one that I wanted to see how hard it was, and it turns out it's very hard. If you want to make it good, it turns out it's incredibly hard. Yeah, and because I'm really pedantic about making sure that everything that is seen makes sense and has a purpose for something else. So it never feels like something was just thrown in because I was trying to fill something in. I always wanted to make sure it's something that it all, when they get to the end of this campaign, they look at it as a whole, go, oh, this and then, oh, that, without it just being hugely obvious. So yeah, to do it like that, it's taking a long time. But I spent maybe 4 hours on Sunday just sort of going through. I did an hour prep just to stream of putting the map together and doing some last minute stuff. But then like the other 3 hours was just me writing a bunch of notes and asking myself a lot of questions and using Joe to like help ask other questions to get me thinking about it more. And it was really good.
Low chance of ramen in this cave then.
There's probably no ramen mystery in this cave. Probably not.
Probably. There's a
Probably.
chance. You can never rule it out.
Yeah. You got to find the little ninja goblin who needs his favorite bowl of ramen.
Yeah.
And then and that's a whole other side quest.
There's a D100 just for that.
yeah. But no, this is going well. This is going pretty much the speed that I was expecting this session to go, which is awesome. Yeah, I've got a lot. I've got so much that I need to do between now and whatever happens after where you are right now. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do it, but I'll figure something out. I'll figure it out. You know, it's fine.
There'll be 240 goblins in this cave.
Yeah, as soon as it looks like you're getting too far ahead, it's like, oh, there's 8 more goblins. Got a question of the week in the chat. Do any of the players like GM games on other nights? Do either of you guys, first of all, play D&D other than this? And if you do you run any games? I think is the question. I think I know the answer to that as well. I think it's a big nope from everybody. Maybe Shannon. I don't think so though. He DMs.
Shannon runs text D&D.
Yeah. And that's Adam. Have you got any other time for any other DMing or D&D?
Honestly, we all know, I struggle to make time for this one.
Yeah. When John and Joe were both sort of said, "Hey, we're not going to do the next campaign," and I was so uncertain if Adam was going to be joining in as well, and I was like, "Oh, we might be turning off getting Dicey. I can't do it with just 2 players." So yeah, that's good. I'm glad Adam's here. I'm glad and I'm glad that I can get Reese back as well. And Shannon,
yes,
there's you're there.
I know. I'm filling in the gaps.
The question was, do any of the players play any other D&D outside of this, or do you run any games? And it's a no from Reese and Adam. And I wasn't 100% sure it was for you, but I thought it might have been a no from you as well.
Not really. I mean, I look at things.
Okay.
Well, isn't it? That's almost D&D.
Yeah. I've seen things.
Well, I read the Cthulhu things, the boards or whatever.
Out loud.
Yeah.
to Griffin.
My dog.
Yeah. As he pisses on the floor.
Oh, he only does that when no one's looking.
Yeah, roll for sanity, Griffin.
Yeah, well, I thought you were implying it could be me and I've gone insane.
True.
It's possible.
I've got a question of the week.
Oh, yeah?
Do you think there's any truth to the rumour that if you have an unripe avocado and you put it in the oven for 10 minutes and bake it, you can, and then let it cool down, you essentially ended up with a ripe avocado?
I think the rumours are misleading at best.
I think you'll get like a baked avocado by the sounds of it.
Baked unripe avocado.
You can just give this a go,
also,
right?
Yeah.
Surely you can
put
just...
like
One fire damage.
Yeah, like an unripe apple. Just put that in the oven. Boom, ripe apple.
Do you reckon... I like to think that
I need a drink.
You could do it in like a microwave or something. Do it in a microwave, I think, if you're going to...
But you can charge an iPhone the same way, right?
Yeah.
Warm the internal battery just that right.
Just ripen your avocado in the microwave. 2 minutes,
Yeah.
2 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't know how much it would take to ripen it.
You just keep going until it's ripe.
Yeah, until like you can like poke a little hole in the skin and just pure plasma comes out.
Have you ever tried microwaving anything 1 second at a time? It does nothing. So that means you could put anything in there, and eventually you could microwave it for like 24 hours. And
eventually, that's like
and
1 second. At a time. I reckon something would happen over 24 hours.
No.
Like 1 second, leave it for 24 hours. 1 second.
Oh, leave.
I reckon I could do. I could.
So
do
just
it.
1 second and then just
oh.
leave it for 24. Or do you mean every second? Like you put it on for a second and then when it beeps, you go, all right, 1 more second. And you keep going as fast as that for 24 hours.
Both, but a 24-hour gap between each second.
Wait, no, I don't think that would do much.
Yeah. There you go.
Sorry about that. I asked the question, then I had a horrific irritation in my throat.
Sorry to hear.
Oh, what do you got there?
I mean, most people would just grab a glass of water, wouldn't they? To just.
Have we got some
I opened
JJB
Porkers, maybe.
I opened the fridge and it was just calling out to me.
Call
JJB.
it JJBs.
Oh, that looks refreshing, man.
It does look hot where you are.
Yeah.
You've turned on like the fire lighting.
Veal
Pelor's light just flowing over him.
Just in the tanning booth.
I'm just saying, the movie June could take some cues from what you've done.
I think so. They should have Just Juice Bubbles in the new Dune movie. Just to really oh, it's fucking hot, and just bust out a Just Juice Bubbles.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot that your pro tip for them was to have the characters going, oh god, it's hot all the time.
Just close ups of them getting
Just
sweat.
going, just every now and then, just one of them like halfway through a sentence, just going, fuck, and then just getting back to his sentence.
Hot enough for you.
Punishing dad with a jet. How hot is it?
All right, let's get back into it. I think that's been 5 minutes. Trying to stay on top of things here. All right. Is that? Have we got Goblin Cave sounds going? And the whip. Okay, great. Okay, Adam, have you been hearing the whipping through Sirenscape? God damn it!
I can hear it.
I thought it went straight through the browser now, Sirenscape.
And it hasn't been working. Has it been working?
No.
Okay. So you have to have the Sirenscape window open, and you can do it in a browser though.
Oh, I've got the app, and it says that I am the game master.
Okay. Well, we may need to solve that because at the moment the only person that's getting my awesome sound work is Reese. And how good is it,
Pretty
Reese? Thank you.
I reckon very good. Like
You know what?
17 out of 20.
I'll give you
If you
another.
were to roll it.
Watch this. I'll give you a little bit of sound. That's just for you, Reese. Just you were the only one, and the viewers. The viewers are hearing it as well, but just not you.
My ears are happy.
The slapping
Like,
sound.
There's like a whip, and then the sound of a man screaming, and you guys are missing out.
I want it. I tried to load it on, but it says getting Dicey is a list of my contacts, but it's grayed out, so I'll figure it out next time.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. Okay, we are back, and Gildan just did his healing word, so we are over to. Wait, actually, Biko's rolled at 12. Biko, we're over to you, Biko.
Right, Biko's heard Lovejoy's cry of pain, and then the beacon of light flow over that nemesis of a goblin, and he's gonna.
And he's still screaming. He's just like trying to pat it down.
And Biko's like, yeah, I can help you with that, and he's just gonna get his bow, and he's gonna eye it up, and he's gonna remember a lesson from class for his anatomical knowledge, and be like, shoot, and shoot an arrow right towards his jugular.
Okay, I like that he used like his years of knowledge, like doctor's books, to be like, the jugular.
The throat.
And
Yeah.
somehow rolls 2 plus 4 for
Well,
6.
you're still a mystery to this guy, so I'm still going to let you roll with advantage.
Oh, pro, thank you. Soup. This time for a 17.
That is,
8 piercing and 5 sneak attack.
yeah, that's definitely enough. And you hit perfectly into the despite the flame, the radiant flames around, he's just patting off the final parts of it. He's like, and this arrow just goes thunk straight into his jugular. And his arms just drop to the ground, to his sides, and he just like falls down onto the
Is there a massive spray of blood, like a squirt? Like...
There's like a
All over
build-up.
Lovejoy's face like a diagonal, like Kill Bill style.
Just like... His open mouth.
That's 100% what's happened. That is definitely. And you can just hear.
Because
You can just hear from over to the west, just like Christ, as a reaction to this bloodbath.
Another man of the cloth. Up there.
True, maybe he wouldn't. He'd say maybe Aristotle or something.
You just say Jesus.
Just saying, yeah. Anything else from Biko?
Biko's pretty happy with this tactic, and he's just quietly going to say to himself, and then he's going to just blend into the night.
Okay, all right. You've given me a couple of shots. Obviously, the goblins that have watched this fight take place, they've seen these arrows appear in their friends. So I'm going to need another stealth roll from you now, just to see how well you maintain this cover in the darkness.
Biko rolls it at 20 plus 2. 22.
Anti-me.
I think I may have messed up the initiative. What did you... Lovejoy rolled a 20. I think I accidentally updated his incorrectly. Alright, so it is the goblins' turns. There's more sort of sounds of feet on stone and sort of like this death cry of as they come charging in from the west. Lovejoy, you can... with the light from Gildan's, the light that he's cast, you can see just this off to the west, just in the darkness, these silhouettes appearing. And they've sort of stopped and they're freaking out. They're looking in all direction because they can see two people, but no bow and arrow, and they're just like freaking out. The one at the top, however, is going to take a turn to sight up Gildan, which is where the light's coming from, with his short bow. And he's just rolled a 9, which is a miss. Just soars past Gildan. You may have not even really noticed there was a bow and arrow in that direction, but just like whoosh, straight past and chinks off the stonework next to you. Lovejoy.
I think Lovejoy's starting to get into the battle now. He's like losing that fear that was initially there, especially I think he's been emboldened by Biko's incredible bowmanship, not really his own actions, which have been pathetic. So I'm going to take a couple of steps forward, and then I see this goblin. It looks like he might be standing on almost a stone plateau or something up there. He's like kind of right in front of me.
Yeah, off to the west there.
No.
Oh, this one at the top, the northwest.
Yeah.
That's in a. It's hard to see where this is, but it's actually just he's standing in water. It's a couple of steps down into water, which is where he is. So he's maybe 10 centimeters lower than your floor, the level you're at.
I'm going to ray of frost him.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I should say I'm going to attempt to ray of frost him, and I'm going to yell out before I cast it. I hope this isn't one of those areas where magic doesn't work, which is why I've been missing so far. That's more like it. 16 plus 5 for 21.
Yeah, 21 is definitely a hit.
Nice.
It doesn't kill it, but do you want to sort of detail what it looks like? Shooting this ray of frost into the dark, like across this cave into the dark.
Yeah, kind of like that surgical white light, kind of as the ray of frost shoots across the cave, it kind of illuminates everything with that surgical white light, and then it hits the goblin square in the chest, and its nipples swell to a painful hardness with the cold.
He's like, oh, all of the hair on him is like on end now as well.
His nipples are like 3 times longer than normal. It's just disgusting goblin standing in water with really long nipples.
And You won't be able to see it because I imagine there'll be some sort of loincloth, but he's experienced a dramatic case of shrinkage.
Okay.
Oh, it's all gone to his nipples.
He keeps getting the bowstring of his short bow
Those banjo
caught
strings
on the nipples and stuff. He gets he can't get it past his extra long cold nipples. Anything else from Lovejoy?
No, that's fine.
Okay, Gildan, you've just seen that sort of shot of light from Lovejoy to smash up against this goblin, allowing you to see him a little clearer for the first time as well, and his nipples.
I'm going to step over his friend, his deceased friend here, and I'm going to say, Pelor, please finish him off. And he's going to cast
Please!
Sacred Flame. A DC 13 dex save.
Okay.
And if he misses, he'll take 2 radiant damage.
It's a 5, a roll of 5.
Oh,
You guys are seeing all my
so
rolls.
flame descends on him and burns him for 2.
For 2, okay.
Thank you, Pelor.
Was that like ice and now fire? He's absolutely exhausted as these magical spells kind of like smash up against him. And he's sort of hunched over and barely holding on to his short bow now at his side. And it's the confusion of like the cold and the hot is just messing with him a little bit as well. Anything else from Gildan?
I will walk towards him, holding my mace, and I'll say, hand over the boyfriend. Where is he? And that's it.
He's barely conscious now. Like he's so close to death, this poor goblin. And he says, "I'll never hand over your boyfriend."
You bloody will.
He'll die before we hand over your little boyfriend.
No. Don't you hurt him.
And from within the cave again, just this whip, whoosh, and the cry out. And you can just hear him go. You can just hear this faster, faster. And now that you're hearing a little
Is
bit
that coming
more,
from the north?
it's bouncing in from sort of the north, the direct north, not off to the northwest, but sort of more. There's an extra sort of area. I'll explain that the sort of layout of what you see quickly now, I guess. So effectively, this area that you're in seems to almost be a foyer for a cave system. The goblin that is standing with the short bow that you've just talked to, behind him you can see this little river that's snaking up past him and into the darkness. And you can see in the water and you can smell from the water there's like waste, like goblin waste in there. They've obviously used further upstream to just like use as their bathroom. There's an exit off to the west inside this cave as well. There's a passageway off to the west, which is where the 2 other goblins are now standing as well. You can't really see what's behind them, but it does go into darkness behind them. And then off to the north, sort of northeast, the caves shrinks down into a much smaller passageway, but is basically pitch black from a certain point. So you can't really see too much in that area. But yeah, now that you're standing at this the edge of this pretty shallow little water area that the goblin's standing in, you can very specifically smell it's goblin waste. Biko.
Alright, Biko's gonna lower himself down and slowly move up north and sort of snuggle in next to the pillar. And he's seen the light flying across through the cave and knows who the priority target is, so he's going to get his bow out once more, line it up, and he's going to remember a spleen for some reason from his lessons. And
spleen.
Launch a shot, the spleen buster. I'm going to click it twice with optimism.
Yeah. All good. We'll take that 23, and it just like lands square into where you know a spleen is. You don't know if a goblin has a spleen at the same point, but it definitely hits where it would be on a human. And the goblin just like drops its short bow, but the string like catches on its nipple and doesn't fall fully to the ground. And he holds aside. He's like, my spleen, and drops down to the ground dead. Short bow hanging from its chest.
And then Biko's just going to be like, Biko, blend. He's just going to do that.
Yeah,
And,
okay.
and hide.
Okay. It is the goblins' turns. There's only, as far as you are aware, these two goblins that are on the left-hand side. 5, 10, 15, 20. Hey, they're close enough. They both start screaming and running towards Lovejoy. Actually, no. One of them launches towards Lovejoy. The other one stands its ground and looks over towards Gildan and pulls out its short bow. So go scimitar attack on Lovejoy. It is a roll of a 23. And a short bow attack towards Gildan as a roll of 14.
It's a miss on me.
Yeah, it's obviously a fucking hit on me.
Okay.
23. So I've noticed this weird thing where your attack rolls, you're getting two numbers come up, and then I've noticed on other people you call out the lower number, and when you attack me, you call out the higher number. That seems
So
odd.
I roll both. I roll 2 dice at once. The first roll is the first roll, and the second roll is the second roll. If I was rolling at disadvantage, I would take the lowest if it's the second roll, or the first roll. If it's at advantage, I'll take the highest, whichever they are. But I always take the first roll, whatever number's on the left. So that's why I said 23 and 14. They're both the first roll.
That's right, yeah. Go on.
Yeah. A D6 plus 2, it is a total of 7. 7 slashing damage from this goblin that's charged Lovejoy.
Oh, I'm at 0 hit points again.
And Lovejoy, as it slashes down, drops to the ground. Who's the boyfriend now, huh? This goblin screams out.
I kill myself immediately. Such was shocking when I said that.
What is he implying?
It sounds way worse than what I was meaning it to imply.
Okay, right. Does he fall over gargling this goblin?
He's not gargling anything. Who's the boyfriend now?
Okay.
And another whip cracks out from within the cave system, and another scream of agony. And one of the goblin that fired on you, Gildan, it's just repositioning itself further away, just back into its little passageway. Lovejoy, we're going to need to get a death saving roll.
No problemo. You know me. I'm a master. Is this gonna... Oh, hang on.
Ooh.
What's happened there? Was that me?
That was you?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So it did work. So that's a fail?
That
was
is a fail. That is unfortunately, that
Isn't
is
it? That's a success, isn't it?
No, 1 to 10 is a fail, and then 11 to 20 is success.
Isn't it 0 to 9 is a fail?
There is no 0 on a dice, sir. Okay. Gildan, you've just noticed, you've heard Lovejoy gargle away next to the goblin.
Lovejoy! I'm going to turn around. Pelor! Please, Pelor. Show him your light. Save him, maybe. And he will donate, I'm sure, to a cause later on. And I'm gonna. he's nodding. I cast Healing Word.
Okay.
For a total of 5.
Okay, great. Lovejoy, you get 5 hit points back and come back from the brink of death.
Hooray. Thank you.
Thank goodness.
Classically trained, by the way, Reagan.
great. It's good. Anything else from Gildan?
Yes, that's a bonus action, so I'm going to jog over.
He's jogging.
Hit it on the head with my mace.
This goblin was like celebrating its death. It's like, yeah. And he slowly notices the Lovejoy like cough back to life. He's like, huh? And then this clanging suit of armor jogging towards him. Huh?
I don't hit him though. It's a
No.
4 plus 3.
No, you do not. That is a miss. He sort of deflects it. He sees it coming and just like pushes his scimitar up against your mace to deflect it at the last moment.
Clang. Okay, damn you.
And you are now face to face with the goblin. Biko from the shadows.
All right, Biko's heard Lovejoy's cries for pain. Oh, and he's really angry, and he's like, you. But he's also aware of the volume of his voice, so he's like, you piece of shit. And he's gonna remember skeletons and be like, choo, and shoot an arrow into the goblin's skeleton.
A skeleton.
Yeah.
His skeleton pops out.
Oh, so I rolled the first roll for 20.
Nice.
Let's click again with the clickety. Oh, that's the damage one. Okay. I didn't know what I'm doing. Can't click that one.
All right,
let's
we'll take that first roll. So a total of 5 damage because you got your 3 piercing damage as the arrow you fire hunts for the skeleton in the room. And thanks to there being your friends next to them, you get the sneak attack on as well, dealing a total of 5 damage. It finds its mark in the goblin's skeleton. Any specific part of the skeleton you're aiming for?
Probably the upper heart cage near the splenoscopy.
Yeah, it just finds a slot, like right in between a couple of the ribs, and it chips a couple of the ribs as it enters in it as well, and just screams out in agony after having just successfully deflected that scimitar. And he looks over at in your direction of where that arrow came from, and he can see you now up against that pillar.
And with Biko's last few moments, he sees the glimmer of the goblin's eyes and like, oh shit. And it's gonna Biko blend back to the other side of the pillar, just moving enough to make the shadows change around him.
Okay. It is the goblin's turn. The one that is off to the west, that's keeping an eye on Gildan with his short bow, lets off another arrow into that direction with another roll of a 9, just completely misses. And he throws his short bow down onto the ground and just charges in. The very injured goblin here is seeing Lovejoy prone on the ground, alive. Well, you fell on the ground. You haven't had your turn to get back up yet. And obviously just took a hit from the, or just deflected a shot from the mace. He's going to try and take on the threat that's in front of him, which is Gildan, and slash out with that scimitar. 14. I don't know what your AC is.
Miss.
That's a miss. Okay, cool.
My AC's 18.
Oh, wow. Oh, because you got your shield, eh?
Shield and armor.
Cool. Yeah, so, yep, his scimitar comes around, just scrapes against your shield. Sparks flying up in front of you. But misses, and he just curses something in Goblin under his breath. Lovejoy, you're looking up at Gildan and the Goblin, like, facing off.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to unfurl my quarterstaff and just try and ram it as hard as I can into where I think his genitalia might be.
Okay.
You should ask.
For 17.
That is a hit.
Oh, get ready to have those nuts crushed, sunshine. That's 4 plus 2. It's for 6. 6 nut damage.
Okay, well that is enough to kill a goblin, that's for sure. Do you want to explain the goblin's death?
Yeah, he was just about to beat up on Gildan. So as he was looking away, he just felt this horrendous pain as my quarterstaff rammed into his groin area. And it was such a searing pain that it actually caused him to suffer a massive cardiac arrest. he just dropped to the ground with a sea of kind of red seeping out from between his thighs. Both his testicles had ruptured on impact.
He goes to reach for his groin to figure out what's going on there and just manages to lay his hand across the quarterstaff, still pressed tightly up against his groin. And then
he's like, yeah, boy.
And then the other hand clasping at his chest as he and drops down to the ground dead.
Try that, you fucking mongrel.
Gildan, you have the sound of this goblin, just its feet on bare stone rushing towards you, pulling the scimitar from its side, screaming in goblin. It says something about a boyfriend goblin as well. The only word you pick up is boyfriend.
Tell me where the boyfriend is. And I cast Sacred Flame. Which he has to do a DC saving throw, a Dex saving throw 13.
It's a 17.
Oh, it doesn't work then?
It doesn't work. He just pushes straight through it with ferocity. That's just the absolute anger in its heart manages to push away this radiant flame from it.
Okay, well, I see Lovejoy on the ground or just getting up, so I'm just going to get in between this goblin and Lovejoy, just in case. I know he's coming for me.
Okay.
Just sort of slap up against him.
Oh, great. You just like head down, walk straight towards him as he's charging towards you. Biko.
All right. Biko's going to see that there's one more goblin in this cave that he can see, and he's going to nimbly make his way through the rocks around it, ready for him to sort of dive back into. And he's going to grab his arrow and line it up on the incoming goblin and be like, yeah, nasal cavity. And take a shot.
You've moved out of the shadows, so we're just going to take that. Well, that's the only roll, I guess. Didn't do.
So it's a 10 plus 4 for 14.
Okay. We will take that with a roll of a 14 as a miss, unfortunately. This is the first shot of yours that is missed as it soars just over the shoulder of this goblin. Can you give me a perception roll as well, please, Biko, since just with where you're currently located? Okay, cool.
Biko rolls 18 plus 3 for 21.
That sound of the whip and that cry of pain is definitely coming from behind you at this point. The path that's leading off into the darkness, it sort of twists and turns behind you. And now that you're listening out and there's a little less commotion happening in this part of the cave, you can hear the sound of metal on rock. Like chink, chink, and there's a crack of the whip and the scream of pain and just that call of, faster, faster, you filthy human! And just the sound of that steel on stone. The other thing that's very subtle is that after every strike, after every hit of that metal on that stone, you can just feel parts of the cave kind of just shake a little, just a little. Like maybe it's not too sturdy in here.
With that, Biko's going to yell out to his compatriots, guys, it's the northeast, and then make like he's falling over, and then Biko blend into the rubble behind him.
The goblin's like, huh? We can't see where that came from, but he heard something. The goblin...
I'd love it if he sort of became like a mushroom-looking thing.
Yeah.
Rocks or whatever.
Just his helmet popping out.
Or he has mushrooms all over his cloak or something. Like,
just up against a wall with his helmet sticking out. No one here but us mushrooms.
Oh my god.
Okay, the goblin with his scimitar raised is charging towards Gildan. Gildan, you run towards him with your mace in the air, and the goblin strikes down with its scimitar. It is a roll of a 7 as it meets first your mace and slides down, and sparks are flying again, and it's like leaning towards you, trying to push that sword closer into you. Lovejoy.
Lovejoy, he's recovered a little bit now, but not fully. He kind of like does that staggery run that you sometimes see people do when they're maybe not so steady on their feet, and just kind of with two hands just winds up with the quarterstaff, seeing that had some good impact on the nut crushing before, and just goes straight for this guy's glass jaw. However, he only manages to roll a 2+2 for 4.
There's just too much going on with that, how close it is to Gildan, with the armor and the shield and the scimitar and the mace, and you just manage to slam into the different part of its scimitar before glancing off over its head with that quarterstaff.
If you guys would prefer a less pathetic ally, I'm happy to sort of step aside. If you've got a friend.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Hell no. Gildan, face to face with this goblin. Lovejoy's quarterstaff now
burn
kind
this
of in the
goblin.
mix of weaponry.
With his nut blood on the end. Okay. A DC 13 dex save, please.
Okay.
As flame descends.
It's a 17.
Again. And doesn't quite make it to the goblin.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Biko, back to you.
Alright, Biko's gonna steady his little legs amongst the rocks and try and recalibrate his shot from the previous attempt, aim it towards the goblin and fire. And he's gonna just have like skin and muscle in his mind as the arrow.
Biko knows a lot about the body, turns out.
That work? Oh yeah.
You just
roll.
roll damage. Yeah, you need to.
That's a retarded thing to do. Okay, let's click
Straight to the damage, eh?
Oh,
Alright, this rolls for
Well,
20.
may as well.
yeah. We'll
With
take
a
that.
4+4.
We'll take the damage that you already rolled with that confidence that you had. You're thinking skin. You're thinking muscles. You're like, this one's going to be easy. He's covered in skin. And you send a
Largest organ, isn't it?
exactly. Send an arrow into that mess of weaponry, the scimitar, the mace, the quarterstaff, and just this arrow comes straight in and hooks on. What's that, an 8? 8 damage total? You got 4 for the sneak attack, 4 of piercing. That's enough to take every point of health off this goblin. And because of the skin, I think it like the arrow hooks onto a little bit of its skin, and you've launched that arrow with so much force, the skin catches on it, and it just like takes the skin and shoots the skin across the room away from the goblin, just leaving the goblin skinless and just screaming in pain before dropping to the ground dead.
Nice.
He's a bit
Biko's just gonna
humorous.
yell out, "Medicine, bitch!"
He's like Jesse Pinkman.
We'll close the turn order for now, because what you are left with now is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dead goblins on the ground around you, and quiet now in this part of the cave. And you all can hear now some of the stuff that Biko was hearing. Now that there's nothing going on, you're taking a moment to capture your breath. And now you can hear that whipping and that screaming for help. You can hear like metal on stone, as if someone is trying to chip away at some stone deeper in the cave. You can hear the calls of "Faster, you stupid human!" coming from deep within that cave as well. And also, now that you're paying a little extra attention, there's just some other voices just talking further somewhere in that cave.
Guys, to
I'm
the
going to start
northeast.
jogging.
Let's go.
I hear it. Yes.
I will follow.
As you sort
jog
of you make your
loudly.
way northeast, and this whole area is sort of sloping down further, deep down into this ground. And it's quite a tight tunnel. It's maybe only 8 feet at its height here. At its highest is the word I'm looking for. Maybe, and it goes between 5 to about 7 feet wide as you make your way through this winding tunnel. Gildan out the front with his light shining brightly, illuminating all of this cave that it's touching at this point. I'm trying to see where. We'll stop there for a minute there, Gildan. What you see from that position as you finally turn this corner, is you can see that it goes even further down into this cave, and it looks like it opens up quite a bit. Biko, you're looking over the shoulders, and you can see there's quite a large opening in here as well. And there's a decent-sized pool of water at the bottom of these steps that you're sort of heading down at the moment, Gildan. And you can see on some of the rocks there's like some clothing that has just been left out on some of the rocks. I will say that the closer that you seem to get to this area of the cave, the more that the cave starts to like pick up on the smell of like sweat and filth. And it seems a lot of that saltyish kind of smell is coming from that pool of water down in front of you.
Salt water, probably.
Yeah, well, it's definitely salty.
Salt water.
Are you guys
Brackish.
trying to be quiet at this point? Or are you jogging through with your armor?
I am not being quiet. No, I am clunking like clunk, 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 clunk at a good pace.
Okay. I think because of the sound that you're making, it doesn't really matter if the others are being quiet right now. You hear a call of "Someone's coming! Someone's coming! Quick, hide!" And you can hear again you can just hear the slapping of bare goblin feet on stone. And then just for a moment, the whipping that you've been hearing sort of stops, and that the sound of metal on stone just stops, and that crying for help stops. But you can still, there's like a sobbing or like a deep breaths, or like pained breaths coming from further into the cave.
I'm gonna yell out, "Girl's boyfriend, where are you? Speaking. Can you hear me?" Clunk, 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 clunk.
And what you can also see, actually, I should probably I'll put this in here so it actually does make a difference. Place light there. There we go. That probably should have been there as well. Through the darkness, in the northern side of the cave now, you can see a fire that's crackling away. That's been there's a circle of rocks around this fire. It looks like it's been like going for a wee while now, and you can see some shadows of goblins running in behind, out of sight, behind some of these rocks. And you can see another goblin standing next to... Can you see it there? Yeah, there's just on the edge of what is being lit. You can see a goblin holding a whip and a human man, like crumpled down. He's been stripped of almost all of his clothing, and he's got these big whip marks and blood pouring down out of his back. And lying down on the ground next to him is this pickaxe. But the whipping is stopped, and the goblin that was holding that whip turns to look at you all and just says, "I hope you're all ready to die." And that's where we'll call it tonight. That's where we'll end it tonight.
I'm not ready to die, though.
Did you say TPK?
Not yet. Not yet. Surely you can handle a few more gobbos.
Gobbos?
Gobbos. That's like the slur that most people use against goblins in Faerun, I'm sure.
Right.
Filthy gobbos. That just sounds really horrible now that I'm actually saying it out loud.
Gobby, of course, is something else.
Gobby is something completely different.
Give us a quick Quick gobbo. Well,
Everyone can be the
both the
boyfriend.
chicks.
Oh. Ooh.
Anime, I think it's Anime MMO says in the chat, awesome stream tonight. Thanks for sticking around and watching. I hope you enjoyed. It's I really enjoyed tonight as well. I feel like that was a great little combat session after the kind of the full-on festival and celebrations we had last week. So it was nice to get back into a bit of combat.
No doubt Barros will still be behind us, won't he? He'll be all the brave townspeople. They'll still be deep within the cave supporting us. Right?
Surely they've just hit the entranceway of the cave now. Yeah. You guys enjoyed? Was that good?
Super good.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Cool.
It was great.
Yeah. We won't be playing next
Dangerous.
week. We'll be taking a week off. Adam is busy, and I just want to make sure we play when everyone is here and available to play. Plus, it also buys me time because I need to prepare a whole bunch of stuff for what happens after this.
More goblins.
Just a
Gobbos.
a giant
Gobbo
goblin
fest.
gobfest.
A lot of goblins in this cave.
There are.
Be a goblin
Yeah.
cave.
It is a goblin cave.
You've nailed it.
The actually that probably did give it away in Sirenscape. The soundscape that I was playing was literally called Goblin Cave, so that may have given it away for Reese early on, maybe. And now I realize I need to make sure I name things that are a little more abstract.
Yeah, not Goblin Cave.
could name them
Not
all
necessarily
Goblin
Goblin Cave.
Literally
No?
every soundscape I've just called Goblin Cave.
Yeah. You can't see the gobbos between the trees.
Awesome. That's cool.
Well, I've got one spell slot left, so please don't add lots more goblins.
You've got a
worry.
mace. You're sweet.
I've got spell
for
slots.
healing us.
I can step up to the plate and do some serious
Oh,
damage
yeah.
with my amazing
Finally.
rolling.
There we go.
I've kind of been holding back, you know. I'm gonna go for it.
Don't want to show anyone up.
Well, exactly. I've been keeping
no.
my powder dry for the last 3 years.
I used mine on healing spells, so they get used up pretty quick, don't they?
Yeah.
Good usage.
One decent
good.
hit from a goblin.
Thank you, by the way, for that.
What's your max HP for Lovejoy?
12.
Oh shoot. Okay. Only 12, even after the level up.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay.
My max is 17,
Oh, okay.
so it's still
Yeah,
pretty
no,
low.
I suppose that makes sense for. Yeah, no, I guess that makes sense. How about the rogue? What's he got?
Plus
I've got
2
19.
Dang, that's all right.
So I've got
What's your con?
it's pretty good. And he's Hildorf, so he gets extra
True.
health on the level ups. I kind of think it is +2. for
Yeah.
the-
Oh, okay. Mine's plus 2, but it must be that dwarfiness. Dwarfy
Yeah.
bonus.
All right, well, we'll call it there. If you have enjoyed what we've done tonight, here's our Discord where you can come and chat to us about what we're playing, what you're playing. And if you are confused with where this campaign is and you want to see the previous stuff, there's our YouTube link that you can go check out all that stuff. And if you really like what we're doing, you can support us either here by subscribing or joining us on Patreon to try and get us to 20 patrons so that we can eventually have some awesome 20 snacks thing that Joe's still keen on, by the way. Not
Yeah.
Let me just say, not keen enough to continue supporting via Patreon, but
But she dropped off the Patreon.
yeah, she did. So that's
don't
it's just
blame
fair.
her.
She doesn't watch, she doesn't play, so she's just like, meh. It's like, okay, that's fair.
So
no,
why on earth would she be keen on the 20 snacks thing?
Because she just thinks she just wants snacks. I think is
Hungry.
the main thing is that she would like some snacks. And
If only
things,
there was another way to make that dream come true.
that's fair.
Quickest path to snacks.
I will.
I don't even understand how we would do the snacks.
I don't
anyway.
know
We'll
either.
have to
Look, it's
be in person or
she's
something.
no. I think she's talked about like buying a bunch of stuff and sending it out, because you guys are all Wellington except for Reese, so we could just send Reese his, and then we could just deliver to you guys. Except Adam, actually.
Really?
I'm not gonna. No, I take that one back. I just roll that one back real quick. But yeah, I will say. Oh, huh?
So just like a stream of chewing.
100%, just a chew stream. Yeah.
Like a mukbang ASMR.
I will say
But
thank you
they're
to
just
our
like gummy worms or something.
Our Patreon supporters. We've got,
Sorry.
that's right. Andrew Cappuccino, Lyndon, another Andrew, John, Squished. Joe was still there until the turn of the month, which is coming up soon. Carl Zone, Drop Shadow, QSD, George Friend, The Foolish Fool. Thank you guys so much for your support via Patreon, and for all of our Twitch subs as well. You get your little thank you every time you renew, so thank you so much for your support. Come say hi in the Discord, come watch our stuff, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. See you in 2 weeks. See everybody. And
Thanks,
for
team.
watching.
Bye all.
Shabbat.
Bye.